Hello, everyone. My name is Kelley. I am one of your three hosts on the Theme Park Workshop podcast. With me today is Adam Johnson.
It is I, Adam Johnson, in villain mode.
And Bella Harvey.
Hello, I'm going to steal the moon.
And if you haven't guessed already, we are talking about Minion Land. So this is our little review, kind of like a first impressions review. Adam and I have been a couple times. Bella has not gone yet, but we'll be going soon. So we're all going to kind of talk about our thoughts. We'll do a spoiler-free review of the new ride, or attraction, which we talk about, Adam and I, with full spoilers on the Patreon. If you're on there, you are welcome to join as well. Go ahead and check out those tiers and see what fun stuff we have to offer. We're always trying to get some bonus content out for our amazing patrons. Adam, who are our patrons?
I'm so glad you asked. This episode is brought to you by our patrons Landon Kanoki, Jonathan Edward, Jordan Buster, Greg Harvey, and Joshua Gonzalez. Thank you for your patronage. We really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy all the bonus content. I'm catching up. I'm caught up. It's so great.
Woo! We love all of those lovely people, and we're very grateful for you supporting us. So go ahead and check out that bonus episode when that's up. If you are interested in the spoiler-filled review, we would definitely recommend, if you're not interested in spoilers, to go to the attraction before you listen to it, but definitely hear our thoughts. And go ahead and comment if you have some opinions that are shared or different from our own. But we'll talk about some other things about the land and just kind of the general vibes, and then at the end we'll give you a mini hype of how we're feeling about Halloween Horror Nights, because we have to throw that in there, and just like with Minion Blast, we'll kind of go into more detail about that on the Patreon as well, with our top 5 of everything. So all right, let's get started. Adam, what are your thoughts on Minion Land?
Minion Land as a whole, I'm kind of two thoughts about it, because I think what's there is really fun. I like the vibes, but it definitely does feel like it kind of feels like a retrofit, and they really didn't tailor it to a full Minion Illumination experience. Definitely the parts are there, and I think it's probably like maybe in 5 years it'll feel like a full Minion Land, because I think right now what you've got the Music Plaza stage, which is still being used. You've got Rip Ride Rocket all over like the left side of the park that doesn't really fit in with the whole Minions thing. We're still in sound stages. I don't think that's what it is in some of the other parks. I know Beijing, that's the one that just opened, right? Yeah. Universal Beijing. It's like an indoor silly fun land. Here it's just what was Production Central. So if you've been to Universal before, like when it was Jimmy Neutron and Shrek, or Alfred Hitchcock and Hanna-Barbera, if you're a long time Universal goer, you still see the skeleton there. But I do think the experiences that you have are great for families. I think there are a lot of it's not low energy fun, but it's low intensity fun. Whether it's the Minion Cafe, the many different offerings that they got in food and beverage and shopping. I love the villain stuff. No, evil stuff store outside of the new Illuminations Villain Con Minion Blast attraction ride. All in all, like, it feels good. It feels incomplete, but it's doing what it needs to do. Yeah, it's not like they're opening up the next Jurassic World Velocicoaster section or anything like that, or the Hagrid's ride. It's a much smaller effort, but I think it's something that's needed for the park. And I think when DreamWorks opens up next year over in Kid Zone, I think having 2 child-friendly, family-friendly anchors is going to you're going to really feel that benefit more than you are right now.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially because Islands, I feel like, has a really strong area with the Seuss Land. Obviously, it's a little dated and it could use some updates, but like having the big playground and the rides over there that are friendly for kids and everything, I feel like that's my nieces and nephews' favorite area of the whole park. So I think this is a good land for kids to enjoy, but really the DreamWorks, I think, is gonna be that area in this park. But I agree. I think it's cute. I think it's a lot more cohesive than it was when it was just like Shrek, and like there wasn't really a lot more going on over there. Like I think, well, and rest in peace, not Minions Cafe, Monsters Cafe. Yeah, our fallen soldier over there. But because I did like that, but it wasn't like a cohesive like theme or anything. I hope they do something like that in Epic Universe again, because I did like that place, even though I never ate there. I just liked walking through there, honestly. But no, I think it's a really cute area. It's got some good places to take photos. It's got really solid food options, which I'll talk about when we kind of get into all of that. But it's a cute area, and I think it adds to the park a lot. It's what it needed, I think. Bella, what are your thoughts?
I think that it's such a cute and like bright and colorful entrance to the park. I mean, I haven't been, obviously, but I just love how cute and colorful and bright and silly and fun it looks. I mean, it's kind of a contrast from like the OG Minions ride, because that's like purple and like orange. But like, I don't know. I need to go to like form like a fully like developed opinion. But it just looks so cute, and I love all of the stuff they have. Like so many different food and snack options. Well, kind of. But like you can get like food and snacks at a couple places. The really cute bakery. I mean, obviously the ride. But I love the meet and greet area. I think it's smart to have meet and greets right at the front, because I feel like that's kind of like a pull. Like, I mean, it's not a big crowd eater, but it could be. Throw Vector out there more often, and it will.
That's very true.
I don't know. I just think it's so cute, and it's such like a nice contrast from Rip Ride Rocket in that whole area. I think it needed something, because it really wasn't much. Like, yeah, Shrek and Monsters Cafe, but I never went to either. But I will go to the Minion stuff.
I will say I definitely feel like at least one thing in that area is going to be a must do for me each trip, whether it's something food related or a ride. I don't usually go on the Minions. I don't even know what it's called. The simulator one.
Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem.
Thank you. I can always count on Adam to know the full name of everything.
I'm a well of useless knowledge, which is very handy for a podcast.
It really is. Anytime I'm like looking for a name for something, I just am like, Adam, help. But yeah, I don't normally ride that one just because the line is always like really, really long, because there's only so many kids attractions at that park. But it's cute. But I think like the new attraction is pretty cool, and something I would want to do when it's not too long of a wait, or maybe I get a food item. But I do think I'll definitely be consuming something in this land, something in this area each time I go, which is pretty cool, because I used to kind of just walk right past this to get to Red Rocket or Mummy or something on a different area of the park. I loved Shrek, but it just wasn't something that I did every single time I went.
Yeah, I mean, it's also transforming the park a bit too, because now somehow Rip Ride Rocket and Transformers, which were all part of Production Central with Minions and Shrek and all that, they're now part of the New York section. It's very odd that way, but that's how it's been classified.
That's true.
Like,
that's interesting.
I kind of get it, because it's like two big blocks, and like I've kind of always associated that park like in like the middle by where the tribute store is. You know what I'm talking about. I always assume that is just like New York, because the other side of the street is New York. So it's like, I'm like thinking out loud. It's like it makes sense, but also not, but it kind of does.
Yeah.
Me, I feel like Transformers is still just in the void in my brain. I'm like, I don't know. It's there. I don't know. Is it New York? What is it? I don't know.
Big mechanical void.
Yes.
Yeah, because that entrance, the exits into Hollywood, right by Mel's. The entrance is more like right by Boris in New York.
Yeah.
But it used to be a soundstage, so technically it's part of the production central idea of things, but then they demolished that soundstage in like 2011, built up a brand new brick. So yeah, no, you're right, that's always been a strange
It's the
one.
void.
Yeah. Voidland.
Exactly. It's in Voidland. But yeah, I guess just to start, and I will say, I did say this was spoiler free. Technically, we will be talking a little bit spoilers about Minion Land as far as like maybe we talk about some food items and stuff if you're trying to really, really stay away from it. But you're probably not listening to this episode if that's the case. We will talk about like the basic mechanics of the ride and things like that. So if you have no idea what the attraction is, you might want to skip forward a little bit just because I will talk about like what the attraction is for people who are wondering. I just won't go into spoilers about like exactly what happens when you're there. So basically it is and please tell the full name of the attraction, Adam, because I know you know it.
Illuminations, Villain Con. Minion Blast.
Wow.
Did we have to say Illuminations?
It's in the title. It's right
It
there.
is?
Smack on. It's on the marquee. It's your Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure Syndrome. So for the parents who know what an Illumination movie is, you'd be like, oh, what's the Illumination ride? If you want to attract people who like the Minions, you put Minions in, but you don't want to get confused with Minion Mayhem. So okay, well, it's a game, so Blast, and it's taking place during a Villain Con. It's a very odd title, but that's just Universal's thing these days.
Yeah, so that ride, I keep calling it a ride. It's kind of an attraction. Basically, if you don't know, it's a shooter and it's on a moving walkway. So you are riding because you're not walking, you're standing. So it's a walkway, but you're not walking on the walkway, but you walk to get off the walkway. I don't know. But you're standing on like a moving walkway. So like when you're getting into the parks, it's just like that, but it like curves around a building. And you're shooting at things with a gun. And it's really cool because you can tap your phone, kind of like if you're using like Apple Pay or probably Google Pay and Android Pay work the same. I don't know, but the little tap thing you can do, like with your credit card, you can do that with your phone, with the app open, and you can set up before you get to the park or while you're in the park. Basically, before you get into the attraction, you can set up your gun and like add like special power ups, and you can get missions, and you can make a username and follow your friends and tell them how much better your score is or worse. And you can do all of these fun things and pick a little avatar and stuff. So when you get there, and I got to do this for the first time this weekend, you can scan your phone. It will tell you that you're synced up, and then whatever score you get, it's going to save that for you, and any missions you're completing, any kind of extras that you earn and things like that. So you get that all saved on your phone. You get like an average score, I believe, and everything that you can compare with people. So I've only done that once, but it was pretty cool. I had a mission and I completed it successfully, if anyone was wondering. But it kind of added a different element to it for me because I felt like the first time I went through, I wasn't so sure about this ride. And then I went through it a couple more times. And now that I'm using the app, I'm like, okay, this is cool because you have something different to focus on every single time. But yeah, Adam, what are your less spoilers thoughts on this?
Yes, no, I agree. I think the game element of it is fun. Even so, I got to write it before the app was online. There's some people around me who were able to test the app. I was not so lucky, but still, blasting everything in sight was still fun enough. Kind of like, I mean, it felt like I said this on our spoiler review. It kind of feels like a Nintendo Switch game. Like I could see this being on the Nintendo Switch eShop and just go into town on any of these screens and looking around for all the detail. You're like in a video game in a way. It's very classic Disney Quest. I think that's a thing. Like you got these reticles that it feels like this is going to be a deep cut, but for all of y'all who like the Mighty Ducks pinball slam, it feels like that. You kind of keep track of yourself that way, and just blasting and trying to pick up power ups throughout the ride. It was very fun. It was very addictive, and you don't realize how addictive it is until you go on your second time. You're like, well, now I want to beat my score. The first time I was just like, you know what, that was a thing I did. Okay, well, I think we can move on because I feel like I've gotten everything. that was foolish talk. I went on a second time, like, oh, I did so much better now that I know I'm just supposed to shoot everything in sight without having the objectives you get from the app. And then the third time, and then the fourth time, and it just became a thing. I could probably do 12 times if I had no plans, or I was with people like, can we just like not do a shooter ride? Can we go do the Mummy? The Mummy's great. Or heck, we can walk over to islands. Let's do something like else, something thrilling. But no, it's a fun game. But from what I could tell from the app, it's it really adds a whole nother dimension to it that's unlike any other shooter ride, at least here in the States. I can't speak for out of states, but here in the States, yeah, it's very unique. And if you or your family or your child or your father or your mother, I don't know who's for your grandma who posts Minion memes, if she's a big fan of the Minions Rise of Gru movie, and you're like, oh, well, I want to go and appreciate the Minions and Despicable Me and all that, but I'm not getting the villains. I'm just getting Gru on the original ride. This covers all the other bases. There's not as many minions, but a lot of villains and a lot of fan service for Despicable Me fans, which I think is what this whole land is doing. But it's really strong in here. And there's a lot of other fun surprises I won't spoil. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think that's the thing. It's a C tier ride or a C ticket ride with B ticket fun. So do with that what you will. But no, I think it's a great new addition in the sense that it's fun. You know, it's not changing the game like Velocicoaster did as far as roller coasters and thrills go, or Hagrid's for that matter. It's not, you know, I think the technology behind it does feel different, but I don't think it's going to like wow you until you kind of start piecing it apart and stuff. But yeah, I think a lot of people will enjoy it. It's probably not something you have to drive or fly miles for, but when you come with your families, it's good. And when it opens when DreamWorks opens next year, I think you're going to have, as I said before, you're going to have this really cool holistic experience for your favorite IPs that are for families.
What does C ticket or E ticket mean?
Okay.
C ticket, B ticket, like what you said. I know what E ticket means. Kind of.
Yeah. So I just realized
what does
this.
that
B ticket
mean?
is worse than C. So back in the day in Disneyland, they had a ticket system. So I don't know if this is actually how it was in practice, going off that Defunctland video, but basically the idea that people had was if it was an E-ticket ride, it was the most impressive ride, it was the most fun ride. Like Haunted Mansion was an E-ticket because of how impressive those illusions were, and Space Mountain was an E-ticket ride because of how thrilling it was. Whereas something like Aladdin might be an A-ticket because how many spinners do we actually need?
I actually have a list of a couple of them just to kind of
awesome.
give you an idea. And these are Disneyland. But like E-ticket is like Big Thunder Mountain, for example. And the Matterhorn bobsleds. Enchanted Tiki Room was an E-ticket, actually.
Like the more like iconic and
Jungle
like really
Cruise.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Guardians would be an E-ticket if it was doing that today. Like C-ticket is like Mad Tea Party, Autopia, Peter Pan.
Okay.
Well, okay, Peter Pan back in the day. Now it's like a really popular ride, but
like if we're looking in like
Dumbo.
Universal terms, the Stormforce Acceleratron might be a C ticket.
That
Right.
exists?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the spinner behind Hulk. It's
There's
the
a
teacup ride
spinner
Hulk.
behind Hulk?
Yeah.
Yes.
Never seen that in my entire life.
Well, so you don't
it's-
ride the Hulk.
I don't like the Hulk. I know I'll die. I know I will die on the Hulk. So I don't go back there.
That's true. It's always a 5-minute wait. It's actually really cute.
Wait, there's a whole teacup ride back there?
Yeah, themed to the X-Men.
Oh.
Gotta stop
It's
Magneto with the
cute.
power of Stormforce.
Yeah, and they have like lightning and like the music's really cool. It's really fun, but I haven't been on it in years, honestly, but it's cute.
No, it's fine. It still holds up.
Interesting. Now I'll go back there whenever I make my way back to Universal.
And it's always a short wait because there's probably a lot of people that don't know it's there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So are you excited about this one, Bella, or are you kind of like about it, or what are your thoughts?
I like for Minion Blast. Illuminations Minion Blast moving walkway shooter ride with Vector and the Vicious Six.
At VillainCon.
I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of indifferent on it because I obviously I haven't done it, but like I'm seeing like good things for it, like in the sense of like theming for the queue and stuff, and I don't know, but like I've seen people say it's like really slow, which makes sense because it's a moving walkway. I think I just need to do it to like get my full opinion, but I think it's a good like crowd eater. So I think it'll be a big hit. And I'm excited to do it for the first time. I feel like that's a good statement. I'm excited to do it for the first time.
You're completely right about it being a people eater. Because
Yes.
I mean, we checked the app and like at park close, yeah, it's 25 minutes. But when I was doing it during right now it's open. If you're listening to this, it's open right now. So anything could change. But as far as how it's been since the app's been online, since I was doing it during the preview, the technical rehearsal, the most we get to is 45 minutes. But even when it was supposed to 25, it felt like a walk on. Yes, there's an outdoor queue portion, which God help us. But so far he's provided, and no, it does move very fast, and it's because it's constantly going. The only reason they stop you at all is so the queue area, which is very cool to walk around in, even though it's very small. And when I say queue, I mean like the interior queue, the quote unquote pre-show, just so you can explore that a little bit. You're completely right about being a people eater. And word on the street is if you wait for like the last 2 hours of the day, you won't be waiting very long. You can binge it pretty good.
I feel like that's also the end of the day a good time because I did the pass holder preview this weekend, even though I had already done it twice. But my friend wanted to try it, and so she signed us both up. And so, end of the day, it's probably a good time to look at the interior queue because when I went for the pass holder preview, we were able to like walk around and like take pictures with stuff in the interior queue without like holding up the line. Like I feel like it's a difficult line to like get through, even though it's a very very short area. It's not a very long wait from that point at all, even if there are people stopping for pictures and stuff. But it just kind of, it's weird because you want to take pictures and interact with things, but it's a small space and there's so many people in there. So definitely I think at the end of the day, if you want to get pictures in the queue and stuff or videos of the queue, that is probably a good time to do that.
Is it small? Because it looks really big in pictures.
Um, small, I guess, as in where you're standing in the queue. Like it's not a long amount. Like if it was a wait time and there were no spots to take pictures, it would probably be like a 5 minute or less wait from that point. But it just takes a little bit longer because people stop for pictures. But it's a big room, I guess, and there's like a lot of stuff in there, and it definitely, they do a good job of making the space look bigger than it is. But it's kind of it's very short in comparison to like the rest of the queue area outside.
Yeah, I'd say they kind of learned their lessons from Horror Nights, honestly, because they had what 4 or 5 houses in that Shrek theater, and Minion Blast only takes up one Shrek theater and one Shrek pre-show room. The other ones are saved for future Horror Nights houses.
Wait, no way.
Yeah, it's
Dang.
true. So, yeah, so the fact that it is a moving walkway, you can have that really compact space, but also make it feel big. Like there are parts of like Case Files, which is the only house I did in there. Oh no, I did Killer Clowns as well. Killer Clowns was also, it felt like they did a lot with that space. Somehow the King Clown, Mega Clown, Clownzilla
Clownzilla.
felt larger than the freaking Mind Flayer and Stranger Things, and it was in the Shrek theater, you know?
Yeah,
So I
that
think they
house
learned,
felt huge.
yeah. And it really feels like they learned how to navigate that small space and still make it a people eater without you feeling like you're outside the whole time. Which is I'm sure that's how Disneyland feels, where all the queues are outside because the rides themselves take up a certain blueprint. Um, yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is true. Yeah, that's pretty cool. right, moving on to my favorite part of the area personally, which is the food options. There's a couple of different places that you can get food from. So there's, of course, the Minion Cafe. There's the Pop Banana, which is where you can get the popcorn. And then there's Bake by Day, which is the bakery. And then there is Freeze Ray Pops, which has all the popsicles. I have tried something from all of these except for Pop Banana. I'm not a huge... Oh, but Adam has. Look at that. I'm not a huge fan of banana, so I didn't try the banana popcorn. I've heard that it's popcorn mostly. It tastes a little bit like bananas, but what did you try there?
So, yeah, I tried the banana popcorn. My friends and I, we split it because everyone's like, oh, well, banana popcorn sounds interesting, but I don't know if I want to commit to it. So what better way is there to commit than to do it with friends? And I'd say like the first bite I had of the banana popcorn, it was very banana-y, kind of like, but then the rest of it was more popcorny, and it just felt like it was missing something. Like I wish it committed to the full banana flavor, because you think it won't work, but it really does work. But then it felt like those kids cereals without the milk. Just it felt sweet, but there wasn't like that punch of flavor, like Kix maybe. It's been a while since I've had Kix, but if I'm thinking right, that's how it felt. Or like if you had the Honey Smacks, but you didn't have milk with it, it's missing something. So I'd say if you're afraid of the banana flavor, I think you're safe to have the banana popcorn. But if you're expecting the banana flavor, you might be a little disappointed.
Did either of you try those like special drinks at Minion's Cafe? And I
I
think they sell
did.
them at that popcorn thing. Were they good?
So I only had the PX90, which, for those of you who are familiar with the hit film Despicable Me 2, that's the one that turns the minions bad and purple and evil. I had that one, and the berry drink that makes it up is good, but I thought there was just way too much frosting or Cool Whip on top.
That's what everybody says. That's what everyone
I,
says.
That's what
I've
heard.
heard, because my friends got the antidote, and they noted that theirs had less frosting than usual. So I think they're starting to pare it down, because it was ridiculous. It was half the freaking drink. Which, if you like frosting, then you're having a field day. But like, you're gonna eat frosting with a straw? I tried. I felt shameful doing that. And I wish I didn't run out of my berry drink so quickly. But the berry drink itself was good. I hope they, because the frosting's fun. They can have their frosting, but give me more drink, because I don't want to pay $7.50 for liquid and mostly frosting.
I've seen people mix it up and they say it's better that way, but I feel like that would just make it even more sweet, like way sweeter.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had people next to me that had the cup with the drink, and it's like they were not with my party. Like these were not friends of mine or anything, and I could just smell the it smelled like buttercream frosting. I don't know what they used, but it was so strong. I was like, I don't think I could drink that. We actually saw a kid at a table next to us that was like, Dad, I'm not drinking that, and he was like 8. So I was like, oh no, that's how you know it's too much frosting. I wonder if you could ask too, like maybe you could ask for it to have a little less. I mean, it's not
Maybe.
J.K. Rowling's
I think
rules, so
I think you can, because I've seen pictures of it without frosting.
yeah.
So I think, did you say because it's not J.K. Rowling?
Hey, we don't know how Chris Melisandre is behind the scenes. I just know it from the Nintendo Directs.
Oh man, that's true. Oh well, so okay, so you tried the stuff from there. That's cool. Did you go to Bake My Day yet?
I have not.
I have.
What'd you think?
I only had one thing, and I had I guess I had 2 flavors of it, but I tried the macaroons.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got a birthday cake, which was good, but it didn't really taste like cake to me. It mostly tasted like sugar. Like if you want it like really sweet, it was sweet, but it was cute. It had a little like the unicorn on it, the fluffy unicorn. But and they all have cute different designs. Like each flavor has a different design on it, which is like printed on there or whatever. I don't know. It's
I
edible.
want to try that pretzel one. Tim Tracker, there's
Yeah.
our mention, said it was really good. He tried that
Ooh.
one and like the chocolate one.
Okay,
And
see,
like the pretzel one.
I was
Or is it
intrigued.
cookies and cream one? I don't know.
There's a bunch of flavors. There's a pretzel one, there's cookies and cream. I also tried the passion fruit, and that was definitely my favorite of the 2. Like that was I love passion fruit flavored things. That was amazing. Of course, there's a banana one. I can't remember all the flavors now, but there were like a bunch and they were interesting. Like you wouldn't think pretzel would be a macaroon flavor, but so it was pretty good. But I liked the passion fruit a lot. I would definitely get that again. I would love to get like a box of 6 of them, which I know is an option, but that was the only thing I tried from there. But they had a bunch of cute stuff. Like they have the chocolate covered s'mores, but it's white chocolate and they're like really adorable. What else did they have? All kinds of stuff, cakes and Swiss rolls and everything.
Yeah, I know they also serve the Swiss rolls in the Minion Cafe as well.
They do.
But I'm curious about the macarons. How much would they cost you? Because I've been known to go to town on some macarons. And if they're the right price, I may indulge myself multiple times, which is dangerous. But listen, lay it on me.
So I know that there was like I think they were $3.75.
Okay.
And then you do get the pass holder discount on that.
Oh,
Let me
yeah,
see.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they're $3.75 each, or you can get a 6-piece box for $20, and you get the pass holder discount on all of those things. So I mean, a little pricey, but especially if you're just getting like one, that's not too bad. I mean, $20 for 6, it's a good good deal if you're buying them individually, obviously, but
Yeah.
you
I mean,
know,
that's
it
pretty
depends.
competitive to like the local coffee shop by me. Like they sell
Yeah.
macarons for maybe like $2.75, $3. So that adds up. That's
Yeah.
fair for Universal, I think.
I was gonna say like Whole Foods is like similar to, and I will say, no shade to Whole Foods, but the ones in Whole Foods, like they're in like a freezer thing or whatever. Not a freezer, I don't know, a fridge, and I feel like the quality is very inconsistent on them, and they cost about the same as the ones here. Whereas these ones they were like really solid. Like there was a really good amount of like the filling, and it was like the texture was good on everything. The flavor was good. So I feel like it is definitely competitive. It's just macarons are just kind of expensive, but they're really cute too. Like if you want to get 6 different ones, it'll all have 6 different designs on them. It was very cute. But I also tried a freeze ray pop, which was also really good. I loved it. I
What
tried 2
flavor?
flavors.
What flavor?
Okay,
What
I
flavor?
got cookies and cream, and then I also
Ooh.
tried blueberry lemonade because that's my friend got.
Was that good? I've been
was
dying
so
to
good.
hear a review for that one.
It
Oh
was
my god.
the blueberry lemonade was amazing. It was very like tart and
Oh thank god.
and like crunchy. I don't know if crunchy is the right word, but it's like, it's
I
like
know what
those
you
freeze
mean. I know
dried.
what you mean.
I love that texture.
Oh my god. I have been waiting. Any review I've watched, they don't get that one.
No, that one is it's really solid. If you want something fruity, definitely get the blueberry lemonade because it was incredible. Personally, I highly recommend the cookies and cream because I think that's the only, I mean, there's a cheesecake one as well. I can't remember. But this is like the creamiest one. Like it's like it is not dairy free. I think most of them are dairy free. I can't remember if the cheesecake was, probably not because it's cheesecake. But this one was like, because it's made with like the cream, it is like the perfect texture. It was so good. It's less like icy, like it's more creamy, but it was amazing. And it's just like cookies and cream ice cream, like on a stick. And it had like little pieces of cookies and cream, like all filled throughout. It was delicious.
I know they sell a couple on City Walk. Like it's just they were at like
Yes,
some stand at City Walk and then they just put them in freezer pops. But they're more expensive in the park. Fun fact.
Oh, good to know. Where is that at City Walk?
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you, but I've seen pictures of it at the stand.
Oh,
I think
interesting.
I think it's by like that Coca-Cola thing. Maybe.
Gotcha.
I've seen them on a phone, but I've seen
Okay.
them. I just
Interesting.
I don't really spend much time in City Walk just because it's crazy. But yeah.
Same. Yeah, but the pops are very good. If anyone was wondering, $5.99 for the regular flavors, which are mango, strawberry, coconut, blueberry lemonade, cotton candy, cheesecake, lemon mint, and cookies and cream. So those are the flavors. And then they have 3 specialty popsicles, which are $8.99, and they are like cuter, like they have decorations on them. So there's the Minion Blue Banana, which looks like a minion on the outside, but the inside of it's blue. And then there's a Gru Nutella, which is like a black on the outside, and it's got it's like a fudge pop, apparently is what it tastes like. And then there's a Vector one that is like an orange creamsicle, and it's got his symbol on the outside. And like I know the Gru and the vector ones have like cookies on the outside and stuff like in shape. So you're getting a cuter popsicle that is more Instagram worthy, and it's got like more decoration to it, but it does cost like $3 more. So it's up to you. But and if you like those flavors better, I guess too. But the cookies and the cream and the blueberry lemonade, depending on what you're wanting, were both very solid.
Slay.
Period.
So what'd you think of Minion Cafe, Adam?
I love it. Oh, I love the Minion Cafe. Yeah, I think Studios does a pretty good job with food. City Walk does the best with food. Islands of Adventure, I can't really think of a certain place that I would go to besides like Mythos or Confisco. But over
Fire
at
Eaters. I love Fire Eaters.
I don't think no, I didn't have the falafel. Okay, yeah, the falafel was good. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah.
It's good. You can get a gyro. You can get chicken tenders. You can get chicken tenders with buffalo sauce. You can get a treat, and they have edible cookie dough. And you can also get chips and other stuff. It's great. Go there. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. It's my favorite.
Oh, there you go. My favorite, though, besides like Mythos and you know, Cowfish and stuff, at least within the parks, was the Today Cafe. But I think the Minion Cafe, it's true. I need to try Today Cafe again, but I think Minion Cafe might be my favorite. I have enjoyed everything I've gotten there. I think it's so fun. The food is a little bit more expensive than you'd think for like a theme park, I think. And you might, for the adult meals, like I had the salmon and I had the cauliflower, and they come with like 2 or 3 mini sides, like jasmine rice and some other things that I can't remember at the moment. So I mean, those were like $20, and I think the salmon was $20, and the cauliflower is a little bit cheaper. And I think if you're expecting to be like completely full in an hour or two, I think you'll be like, oh, I don't feel the food weighing on me. I like that feeling of like, oh, okay, I can just like roll right into the Mummy or a Rocket and not feel like I'm going to lose it. No, but overall, like the flavor, the taste, I thought the price was fine. It's a little expensive, but it's still like, I'm not dreading going to the Minion Cafe. What I'm trying to say is it's my favorite. I think it's the winner of the land. I think it's the highlight of the land. I think it's probably the best restaurant that's not sit down in the park. Besides, of course, it's my runner-up, the Today Cafe. Try both. They're both in the front of the park. You're not going to go wrong with either one of them. But the Minion Cafe, if it's open during horror nights, I'm gonna lose myself in Minion tots and cauliflower and salmon, because it's just so good. And the mobile order, it works really well. I wasn't sure I was going to work because I've had mixed experiences with the mobile order. They perfected it. You walk in and they say, pull up your app and start mobile ordering. We'll find you a seat real quick, and you get to your seat, you mobile order your food, and you let them know what table you're at. And I mean, they've been very efficient getting there. Way different of experience. If you remember our Cafe La Bamba review, I hated that entire experience, including the mobile order. No problems here. If this is what they do in Epic Universe, I will not mind at all, because it was just so smooth. And the food was so delicious. I want to go back. I want to try everything. I think I want to try that half-pound chicken, which is a lot, but somehow it's less than the salmon. But it sounds delicious. I'm really, really happy with this, and it brings the whole area together. It's a great place to chill.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's definitely my favorite place in the land, and it is definitely my favorite quick service in Studios. Maybe in the parks, although I do love Fire Eaters, as I said. Anywhere that I can get a treat and another side, like, count me in. That's great. I really like the Minion Cafe. So I did try the ramen last time I was there, which was really good. And it's kind of like, it's cute because they tell you when they come to the table, or at least they have been like lately, but they'll be like, okay, take out your phones because we're going to do like a little thing. And, you know, they take the bowl and they do some cute stuff to pour your broth in and everything. So you kind of get like dinner and a show with that if you want something cute for your Instagram or anything. Like, that's a good one to order. And it was delicious. Like, the meat in it was very good. It was like some kind of pork, and it had egg. It had a little shrimp dumpling in it. It was amazing. And the little yellow noodles are very cute. So that was really good. And then I pretty much have toured the kids menu because I was trying to be economical. So the ramen was like $18, and then everything on the kids menu I think is $8, 8 or 9, but I think it's $8. And everything on the kids menu comes with the tater tots, the Minion tots, and a mini banana. The mini banana has been hit or miss for me. Sometimes it's fine. Sometimes if it's too warm, it's like kind of weird and mushy, but it is just a banana, but for some reason it's very small. Don't ask me how they do it. I don't know. It's Minion magic. But the tots are delicious, and they will bring you ketchup, or I asked for ranch with them and they had really good ranch. I had to ask a server, but it was very good. So that's a pro tip for you. But the mac and cheese was probably my favorite. It's really creamy though. So if you like that, like really rich, like white cheddar kind of mac and cheese, like the shells, you would like this. It's delicious.
It's
and then,
shell white cheddar mac
yes. And it's like creamy. It is like rich. It's delightful.
So it's like Annie's white cheddar shell mac and cheese, but on crack.
Yes.
And it comes with Minion tots.
Oh my god, you don't need. Oh my god, I need this to be open during Horror Nights.
I know. I would
oh my god,
I would love this.
That
Universal,
would
if you're
be
listening.
my meal. That would be my like recharge meal halfway through.
Yeah, no, they need it to be open, and I think they should just have the little evil minions running around in there for ambiance.
Right?
It's genius.
Put Vector out there.
Oh, I would love that.
Nothing more evil.
So cute.
He's actually Dr. Oddfellow.
Just give him a scar.
Yeah, the scar. Yes.
It'll be fine.
So funny. Oh my god, yes, a Dr. Oddfellow minion. That's hilarious. That would be so funny. Okay, anyway.
Which one of our artist friends is going to draw that first?
Please.
I know someone's going to. I know that's going to happen.
Oh my gosh, draw it and send it to us if you have any artistic ability.
Because isn't that where that scare zone is going to be?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Someone needs to get on that.
It's genius.
Let's go. Buckle up. I'm ready to see the art. I'm ready.
Okay, so if you like that rich mac and cheese, get that. Otherwise the moon balls spaghetti, I don't know, it's spaghetti and meatballs, but they're like little meatballs. They're so cute, and that was also really good. And then I also got the pimento grilled cheese, which I thought was amazing because it's pimento and cheddar cheese, and I love pimento cheese. It was good. I thought it was like kind of, it's not like spicy, but I thought it was a little much for like a kid's grilled cheese. I mean, like I don't know, I wouldn't have liked that as a kid.
Pimento is an interesting choice for the kids menu.
That's what I thought. So
that's
I
for
wonder...
like those adventurous kids though.
Yes.
Like me as a kid, I would get that.
Interesting. I would not have. I feel like the mac and cheese is like and then they have peanut butter and jelly for kids. I didn't try that, and I probably won't, just because it's I like peanut butter and jelly, but I'm at a theme park, you know. But regular kids menu mac and cheese, I think it might be an Uncrustable. Don't quote me on that though, because there's no picture of it on the app, interestingly. So those are the only things I've tried. Is I did a little tour of the kids menu, and then I also tried the ramen. All of them were delicious. I will probably more than likely order off the kids menu because it's cheaper and they're delicious, and it's a smaller portion too, which means I can snack more at other areas throughout the day if I want to, or like get a freeze ray pop or macaroons or something, and have more room for it. But yeah, highly recommend anything there. And you can also order the Minion Tots on the side if you don't get a kids meal, and you can also get a courtesy cup of water on the app now as well. Just keep that in mind, and you can get as many as you want, and you can order it with or without food as well.
The one thing that the kids menu has that the adult menu doesn't is the creamy white cheddar mac and cheese. And I'm gonna get the calzone thing, but I know I'm mostly gonna get that mac and cheese. I know that's what's gonna end up happening because that's like my comfort. Like that and peanut butter and jelly are like comfort meals, so I'm glad that they have both.
Yeah, I will say this too, just to emphasize how big of a deal the deal is for the kids menu. With the kids menu, you get a good meal, like a good entree, whether it's grilled cheese or mac and cheese, if you like that, you know. But you get the Minion Tots. If you get Minion Tots alone, it costs definitely
it's like $5. Yeah, it's kind of expensive. So for $8, you get probably the same amount plus a meal with protein, and you get fiber from the mini banana.
Whereas like me, if I get I think the honeymoon soup, okay, that's the $15 green tomato soup with pork belly, a tomato gummy bear, basil oil with a pimento cheddar grilled cheese sandwich. That's that's a pretty good amount of food. That's an adult meal. But if you get like the salmon with the rice, the cucumbers, edamame, and sauce, that's $20. So you're adding $5 onto that for kind of like the marquee side. The kids are winning because they get the same portion that the adults have to purchase separately. It's a very interesting thing that they do there. But since you're ordering on the app, no one can judge you for ordering off the kids menu.
It's true. A couple more things to note. The staff here are the nicest like team members I've ever met. Not that I've like encountered very many rude ones or anything. But like they are just so full of energy and they love what they're doing, or at least if they don't, they're putting on a great show because they are the kindest people and they just like make all these fun jokes. They tell you all about the restaurant. They like, they always have things to recommend on the menu, and nobody has shamed me because I will straight up tell them I'm ordering off the kids menu and they're like, oh my gosh, I love that item too, or like, oh, I really liked this one. So they have just been the most wonderful team and I love all of them. I hope that they get all of the good things. And then another thing to note as well is that if you have a freestyle cup, you can fill it up here because they do have 2 freestyle stations in there. Or if you have a cup that you want to fill with water, because you can always get water for free at the freestyle stations. Bring your water bottles to the theme parks. It is very important.
So you're telling me that I can get white cheddar shell mac and cheese, a peanut butter and jelly, Minion Tots, and Minute Maid strawberry lemonade in one place?
I am telling you that, yes.
That's about right.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I haven't even gone, and I know it's already the best place in the world.
So I also want to like alleviate some people's thoughts, as I know when we're saying mobile order, you have to mobile order. That's the only way you can do it. It's the recommended way to do it. It's the way they definitely push. Same way with the Minion ride, the Minion Blast ride. If you want the full experience, you got to have your app downloaded. If you want the most efficient service, you're going to have that with the mobile order app. But they do have a table there. Say your phone dies and you don't want to spend however much it is on one of those fuel rods, or you didn't bring a backup battery, or you just don't know how to work the app. They'll help you walk through the app if you want them to. But they do have a table there that you can order. Like my brother, he had an error with ordering off the mobile app. He just walked over to the table that they have towards the front, figured it out over there, ordered his food there, and it came in the same speed that everyone else's did. So they do have that, and I also highly recommend you explore. I think that was one of the things people loved about the Monsters Cafe, is it had all the different rooms themed to the different monsters, so it's just kind of fun to walk around in there and see all the different things that they had. Same thing is true here. There's some fun like little story elements, like like, oh, the minions are in the cafe working there, and here's how they transport all the different orders and food, and then they've got this fun like diorama or statue in the middle with all the minions, with comic relief trying to make the different food items and messing it up as minions do. But there's also the girls room, there's the main dining room, there's the minion break room, which I think that one's my favorite, and there's a ton of fun visual gags, like prop gags all throughout it. It's definitely like one of my favorite ones to go into. Like Leaky Cauldron is like good if you want like an immersive Harry Potter experience, but there's not like, oh, Easter egg there, Easter egg there, Easter egg there. If you are a fan of comedy, if you're a fan of the Minions, I think you're gonna have a blast like just walking through this place, because you can walk around freely. you don't have to stay in your seat because like the freestyle machines, those are somewhere else. So it's definitely worth a gander to explore. It's such a low stress environment. That's how I can like lose like $50. I'm not going to spend $50 in here, don't you worry, but I can see how it could happen. I go and have lunch. Oh, that was delicious. Oh, I want a snack. I'm gonna get some Minion Tots, which you can also get from the express window. They do have an express window, a takeaway window. Or maybe I also want to go there for dinner. I could do that too. I could see myself just stopping here constantly because I'm like, oh, I know how quick and easy it is, and I know how delicious it is. And it's, as I said before, it's the real winner here. Oh, they also have sandwiches. I didn't try the sandwich, but they've also got different sandwiches here.
Oh yeah, they have like a couple like pork belly sandwiches. They look like they'd make my stomach hurt, but people have said they're really good, and Universal does sandwiches really well. So if you want a giant pork belly sandwich, go for it.
And they
I will
also
be
have a
having.
French dip with pimento cheese.
I've actually never had a French dip sandwich, but I've always wanted to try it.
They're so good.
But
I've never had that one, but
I will be having the white cheddar shell mac and cheese.
it's so good. And the music is really fun in here too. I didn't have any songs repeat. Like, it's a pretty long playlist, but then every time I've gotten the same songs, of course, but like they have all the fun songs from the movies, and I didn't realize like how much I liked like a lot of those songs, but they're fun. I found myself like singing and like dancing at my table, so there's a lot of good vibes in there.
If your child is a fan of the Sesame Street Safari of Fun at Busch Gardens Tampa, it's kind of the same idea of how they do parodies of different songs. But this time it's with the Minions, and as Kelley said, they're all from the movies, and it really adds that atmosphere of fun. Now, if you absolutely hate the Minions, you might not like the atmosphere. But if you're ambivalent towards the Minions or you enjoy the movies, this is like a total win. And if you don't like the Minions, the food's pretty good. It's worth it. It's worth suffering through the Minions if that's how you feel about the Minions. They also have outdoor seating. So if you really need to get away from Minions, but you want to enjoy some good food, you can do that. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying it's very fun. But if you really can't handle it, then it's still a win for Universal.
You probably shouldn't do that in August either. It's been extremely hot.
Yeah, heat advisories. Yeah.
It's disgusting outside. You will catch
nasty.
me inside. I almost said in line. Inside.
Catch me in line. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything to cover at Minion Cafe. There's a lot of cute details, obviously, that we're not going to go into that you should definitely check out for yourself. I'm glad I didn't see like a ton of pictures beforehand or anything, because it's really cute in there. But even the ones I did see, it was very impressive in person, so I loved it. Moving on, we've pretty much covered everything, but just wanted to touch on a couple of quick things and then hear everybody's final thoughts. But there's a couple places to shop. The Bake My Day has some adorable merchandise in there. There's these really cute headbands that have like the Minions on them, and there's one with like a little like tie-dye afro, and there's like candy on it. It's very cute. I would actually wear it. But there's all kinds of like cute merchandise in there that's like candy themed, fluffy unicorns and minions and all of that. And then there's also this shop outside of the Illuminations Villain Con Blaster whatever, where they have like they're so close, I know, but they have like a villain con store in there, which is cute, and I think you can even buy a blaster and stuff.
Yeah, you can buy the blaster. You can also buy your own villain ID, which I know has been a lot of fun for people.
I saw Tim Tracker do that. I want it.
So if you want to put your name to your username, your villain name for the ride, you can do that. And like, I'm not the biggest Minions fan. I did watch all 5 movies, all Despicable Me and Minions movies before going into this, which did help. That way, not every villain seemed like, who's that guy? It's just some random guy. I can look, oh, it's Bell Bottom. Huzzah!
It's Sideswipe.
Yeah.
Vector.
I got that.
Jeez, not the snort on recording. Disaster.
But so I'm not the hugest fan of Minions and Despicable Me, so I'm probably not going to buy the merch, but I'm tempted to buy the merch because of how good the merch is. Like, they really outdid themselves. I mean, they got wonderful bags, like Loungefly looking bags. That, listen, I don't have a Loungefly, and I probably wouldn't get this Loungefly, but they're good Loungeflies. Yeah, for sure. It's a great store.
And then there's also a DreamWorks, like, I don't know what they call it, like a stage or something that they call DreamWorks Theater.
Illumination Theater.
Illuminations Theater, thank you. Or Illumination Theater.
Illumination.
Yes.
Illumination.
Not plural. Yes, exactly. But you can meet with different characters. You can meet Minions, you can meet Vector, you can meet a couple of the characters from Sing. They come out separately, but you never know who you can meet over there. It's around the corner. It's where they used to do the Shrek meet and greets, I believe. So there's some characters you can meet over there if that's your sort of thing. And every time I've walked by, it's been a different character, literally. So I think that's pretty cool that they have so many options. But I think that pretty much covers everything. The vibes are fun. I think it's worth going to regardless of your age. Again, if you hate Minions, I mean, I guess check out the food, but it's really cute. And as someone who's pretty neutral about Minions, I think the Despicable Me movies are fun, but they're not like I've seen them all once. You know, they're not one of my like favorite franchises or anything. I still think it's a very fun and cute area. Now to completely turn a corner from adorable Minions.
I get a grin again. Film is a weapon. Weapon.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
I will keep these lights up until the day I die. I think there's a chance that Will's still out there.
The caretaker is here. And
We are going to talk about all things spooky. So hopefully that interests you as well, and you are multifaceted like us, because we're going to talk briefly about our hype. We're going to keep it short just because we are going to have a lot of episodes and bonus episodes talking about Halloween Horror Nights, because it is like our favorite thing ever. So we're just going to kind of talk about a little bit about our hype for that event. They released, if you have not seen this, all of the houses, all of the zones. They haven't said all the attractions that are in there, so it'll be interesting to see if some of these Minions attractions are going to be open, which the Minion simulator that I still can't remember the name of has not been open in previous years, I believe. So we'll see if those kind of things are open. That was the main thing that hasn't been announced. They announced the show. There's only one this year. There's a couple other things we might be waiting on, but pretty much everything was announced in one big announcement. So we have thoughts on them. We have not really shared them with each other except for kind of vaguely. So we're going to talk about our number one most hyped house, zone, and then something else, whether it's a food item or a show or whatever, what have you. So Adam, do you want to go first?
Sure. So my number one house should come as no surprise to anybody. I've been a big fan of this franchise for a long time. And even, so it's Universal Monsters Unmasked, which brings together the dark forces of the Phantom of the Opera, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, the Invisible Man, and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So basically everyone who hasn't been in a house yet, because Creature did have a cameo in Bride. Everyone has been back from that first house in 2019. Now we get kind of your B tier villains, but I'm still looking forward to it because I wasn't expecting the greatest things out of Legends Collide, because I thought it seemed a little generic. It's like, oh, three monsters just going to fight each other, but Bride was so beautiful. It was such a beautiful house and a beautiful story. What could they do with a showdown? And that ended up being like one of my favorite houses. It was my favorite house last year. So I've just learned not to doubt Universal, because every year they do a Monsters house. It's my favorite house. So that's my number one house. I'll get more into the per episode, but I don't think Jekyll and Hyde should be in there. But, I'm not going to steal the show for 20 minutes to make a point about it. But yes, Universal Monsters Unmasked, that's my number one house that I'm looking forward to, because they have not steered me wrong yet.
Bella, what house are you most hyped for?
I think it will come as also just want to touch on Adams. They really did that Universal Monsters house for the theater kids. We got
Absolutely.
Phantom, we got Jekyll and Hyde, we got Hunchback. It is theater kids central up in there. I will be singing their respective songs to them as I go through. Anyway, my most hyped house should come as no surprise to anyone, because I guess last year, I finally became a fan of the show because I was tired of feeling left out, and I missed the other two versions of it at Horror Nights. And from the very first episode, when Chrissy Chrissy is on the roof, I have a Snapchat video of me just like, I need this to be in a Horror Nights house. I need to see this in real life. So my most hyped in my number one, that will probably stay at number one all season, is Stranger Things. I am not mentally prepared to hear the theme music at Horror Nights. I'm so excited. I'm probably gonna cry walking through it. Like, I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see Hopper. Like, yeah, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, Eddie! Oh my god, Steve!" No, girl, Hopper. I will collapse. I'm just like so excited because I mean, I know the second time they did Stranger Things when it was season 2 and 3 combined. It didn't really get like the best rep, and a lot of people didn't really like it, even though it looked very beautiful to me. She is very beautiful to me, or whatever it is. You know the video. They just have done a very good job from what I'm able to like see in YouTube video walkthroughs. And I'm just excited to finally experience it for myself. I can't wait. Oh my god. Ah!
I'm so happy for you. Like, you are going to cry. And it's gonna
I'm
be a beautiful time for
so
you.
excited. I'm not ready at all.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Maybe we can do that one together because I'll be there Friday as well, and I would love to see your reaction live.
Yes. Oh my god. I
That'd be
wish
so fun.
I didn't apply for HHM Media in time because I guess invites go out tomorrow. Because I would have loved to be able to, because I know they can film the first night. I would have been loved to be able to film that and get my like first reactions to it. But I'm just, I can't wait. I'm so excited to see a Demogorgon in real life. Ah, I can't wait.
That's so cool. Yeah, I actually loved the first one, so I'm excited about that one. It is not my number one though. We all have different number ones. My number one, I'm so close between two of them. If you want to hear what the other one is, you're gonna have to go to the Patreon. It's really close, and you guys will probably be able to guess what number two is because it's not number one. But my number one is an original, and it is Dueling Dragons Choose Thy Fate. For anyone who does not know, I play Dungeons and Dragons, so you know, I love a fantasy theme. And then I also just am so like amazed by the idea of going into different, like, there are, spoiler alert if you don't want to know anything about the houses, but there are 4 possible endings for this house, which is so cool, and I have no idea how that's going to work. Do you get to choose it completely? Do you choose half of it and it's one way or another? I have no idea. So I think I'm most hyped for this one for the vibes, of course, and as a lover of classic Universal attractions, I loved Dueling Dragons. I feel like this is not what people usually say, but hashtag Team Pyrock. I loved that's the red one, right, Adam? Okay, yes, I'm getting a nod. I liked that one was faster, because the difference between the two, if you didn't know, was the red one was faster and the blue dragon had more loops. So I liked going on the red one because I liked going faster. But I missed that ride. It was great. I loved it. Hagrid's is incredible, so I'm not disappointed, but I really loved that ride. So I'm just excited all around. I think it's going to be great vibes. I'm intrigued by the mechanics. I will probably be crying through this whole house because I'll be nostalgic and excited and stoked, and I think it's going to be amazing.
I hope it opens up the doors to do more original houses based off of rides, because I feel like
Me
they can do a
too.
lot there. Like, what was that thing that just closed? What was it called? Atlantis. Nope.
No,
Poseidon's Fury.
Poseidon's
would be really cool.
I did it once. Sorry for not remembering the name, listeners. But I think that could be really cool. They could, put it in there or something. I know there used to be something in there for Horror Nights when it was at IOI.
Terror Mines.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna open up the door to more ride houses. I think
so
it'd be
too.
cool.
Give me a Nicktoons blast on it.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for Mark Marty James to get their due. I can't wait to go through, like, remember how they did the face-off zone? I want a house, but it's just all of Mark Marty James's creations going haywire. That's what I want for the ride.
Ooh.
IP Universal past well, it's still existent, but like Legacy, Universal Legacy Attraction House. Come on, give it to me. I want it.
Also, like, this is an IP that used to be an attraction, so it would be an IP house, but like, give me a Jaws house. I've said this for years. I think that would be great.
I was just gonna say that. I see people on the Facebook page asking about it all the time and like creating like their own theories for it. And honestly, I don't personally think it'd be interesting as a house, but I've never seen it. But I feel like the use of puppets they would use puppets, and I think that'd be awesome. I don't know.
I do love
I just
I thought you were
don't.
about to hate on puppets. I love puppets.
No, no,
I'm
no, no,
glad
no.
you
Oh my
didn't.
god. Oh my god, no. I love when puppets are in houses. They're like always my favorite part. And I hope we get some really sick puppets in Stranger Things. Just like
Oh,
how
yes.
They were the winners in two.
what is the big Demogorgon called? You know what I'm talking
Mind Flayer?
Mind Flayer. Jesus. I
Yes.
could never, you know what I meant. I just love the use of puppets and how they're doing it more. So I think it'd be cool if they did Jaws with a lot of puppets. But also I've never seen it. And also I don't think sharks are that scary. I think they're very cute.
Wait till you see
Except
Jaws.
we were just on vacation with my brother's girlfriend's family, and her mom's friend got bit by a shark. So maybe sharks are scary. I saw the
No.
picture. It was crazy. It didn't look real. It's crazy. So maybe sharks are scary enough to be in a Horror Nights house. I don't know. But I love them. I don't know. We'll see.
I like sharks too. I get it. Okay, so zones though. Go for it.
So those are hard for me because there's so many reasons to be excited and enough reasons also to be trepidatious. Because 30, I think, kind of put some areas in question, and then 31 saved those areas entirely for me. So it's really hard to choose from these different 5. I love that they're all lore, and I think because I'm so enamored with the lore, I want to see how the story begins in the Hollywood section with Dark Zodiac. Am I big into the Zodiac and the Capricorns and the Geminis? I don't really put much weight into that. I laugh when my Capricorn thingy is saying something. I'm like, I don't really vibe with that. I'm feeling more what those the Aries and the Pisces people are doing over there. So I'm not big into that, but I think it could be really, really cool and really interesting. I know Graveyard did a lot of great things with the Hollywood Zone. I was kind of iffy on at the beginning, but then I got cornered by like 12 ghosts and I got absolutely frightened, and I thought it was wonderful. And Hollywood is a zone you have to commit to going to. It's not really on the way because you want to go through the table of content zone, which would be the Dr. Oddfellows collection of horror, to get to the houses that are all on the left side. So really Hollywood is what you zoom through to get to the kid zone houses and the tent houses. But I feel like spending time in here, and listen, it could go either way. I feel that with all 5 of these. I'm excited to see how Dr. Oddfellow's story begins, whether he's in there or not. Dark Zodiac. Let's go. Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Bella. Yes.
I think this is going to be a very popular first. I know Kelley has the same one, and Adam, you probably know which one it is. But I've wanted to, you saw. I have wanted to do one of these scare zones since the one a couple years ago when they made Tim Tracker do it. That was like the first Horror Nights video I ever watched. It was when they let him be a character for a night in the Vamp 85 zone.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. And so I've been really excited to like finally do one. And I don't know, Vamp 69 Summer of Blood is just, it's giving Daisy Jones and the Six vibes. And I'm so excited. All the props that are out, I feel like that's the most furnished zone that we have out right now. Maybe. I've kind of been behind on my social media the last few days. But
That's true.
I saw the bus.
Yeah, we've got a bus. We've got a bunch of
And the
signs that
stage.
say Summerfest, and then we've got the stage, and it's got like a bunch of stuff set up, like it's got a bunch of props on it. So yeah,
It's
we're
very
definitely
Daisy
fleshed out.
Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the vampire scare zones, like I've seen videos of the last 2. I just think it's gonna be so fun and so silly and so cute. And I'm just so happy that they didn't put an all chainsaw scare zone back there like they did in 30. I've like been nervous about that every year since. Because that kind of ruins me going to the tribute store. And I don't know. And also, I like how it's gonna go with the tribute store because it's like a New York comic shop, and Vamp 69 is like in New York. I don't know. I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be really fun. I'm excited to see all the costumes. Gonna see some hippie vampires. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
I can't wait for Bill and Ted to come out on the last night and go 69 dudes.
Yeah,
I can't wait to
would
make
love
all
that.
those jokes and for all those jokes to be made. I know people have already made shirts or something. I saw them somewhere floating around on Twitter. I
Oh, I did too. Those were
can't
fun.
wait. It's gonna be
Yeah,
so funny.
I am also the most hyped for that zone. Probably my biggest Horror Nights flex, besides the fact that I've done Slaughter Cinema many times. I would say my biggest flex is probably that I've done all of the vamp zones. So the two 55, 85, and then now 69 I will be doing, of course, many times. Wow, don't take that out of context. Okay, anyway. We've never claimed to be a clean show, folks.
Not since episode 30.
This is a family show.
Wait a minute. Not since
Or
episode
is
21.
it?
Yeah, 21. Yes, exactly. Anyway, that is not what I meant by that. But I will be going to that scare zone many times because it's gonna be a vibe. The music is always fun in those zones. I spent a lot of time in 85 when that was going on, and one of my favorite memories is that they had the ball, the New Year's Eve like ball drop that they would do. I think it was like every hour, and I was there at midnight when it turned into Halloween, so it was really cool and I loved that. So I hope there's like fun experiences like that where it's just a vibe. There were shows. It was great, I think. And I know that we only have one show announced this year, but I feel like there's gonna be a lot of like entertainment there that's gonna be pretty fun.
I am excited for Nightmare Fuel. I know it's probably gonna be the same, and I really hope all the the iconic dances are in it. If you've seen it, you know which ones I'm talking about. I am just very interested by this like revenge dream thing. I feel like it can go many ways, and I just really hope they put a Harry Styles song in it again because that was the biggest jump scare of like my first night at the event last year. It was the biggest jump scare of my life. I wasn't ready for it. In the middle of the night. Though Reputation songs will be fun to Nightmare Fuel. Anyway, I think we
Is
need
that your
another
one thing?
show.
Is that your one
No.
thing? Oh, okay.
I didn't.
Okay.
I was just saying. I
Just
have
as
another one thing.
an
I forgot we were
extra.
doing that. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. I was just wondering. Okay, Adam. Well, what's your one extra thing that you're really hyped for?
Yeah, so I'm not much of a clubber, but sometimes before the dead of night, I do like to hit that Dead Coconut Club. It's just a vibe. And my biggest regret from last year was not picking up a Dead Coconut Club shirt. And for those of you who don't know what the heck I'm talking about, the Dead Coconut Club is the seasonal overlay that they give the Red Coconut Club in City Walk, which is the last club I think left because the Great Movie Escape. Ooh, I hope it does better. But the Great Movie Escape took up 2 clubs, I think, and oh no, you still got Rising Star. But Red Coconut Club was kind of the one where I was like, eh. But since last year, they've been doing a seasonal overlay. They did Dead Coconut Club and HHN 31. Then they did the Red and Green Coconut Club for Christmas, and the Cursed Coconut Club for Mardi Gras. I'm always excited to see what new details that they add and fun things that they have in this area. And since it's spooky, I'm even more for it. They had some fun entertainment last year, tons of pictures. I enjoy the mocktails. So there's just something fun here, even though like, am I going to spend all of my Horror Nights time here? No, but it's a nice way to jumpstart your night. Say you missed Stay and Scream and you need to kill some time between 5 and 6:30. Great place to do it. I'm looking forward to doing it this year. That's my one thing.
Hopefully that's open more times than it was last year.
You know, one can hope. One can hope. I hope. Do you?
I hope too. I do. I loved it last year. I thought it was so much fun. I liked the characters walking around. It was fun. It was cute.
I haven't done it yet, so I'm excited.
Why is everyone changing their Zoom background?
Well, we had Minion backgrounds. We have to. You already have a Horror Nights.
I see.
Yeah,
Switch to
we heard
Horror
the
Nights.
theme song and we had to change it.
My
Exactly.
Zoom background listeners is Stranger Things. It's the alphabet wall. And Kelley's is Slaughter Cinema, I assume, and Adam's is Boris Schuster.
Darn right.
Not to be confused with Mr. Shoe.
Yes. I
William
Oh.
Schuster
That's what you missed on Glee.
from Glee.
I didn't watch that show. I'm sorry.
You're a bad theater kid.
You didn't watch Glee?
It was TV 14. Parent discretion advised.
Okay, yeah, you were, yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of sheltered.
Me too.
And now I'm at Horror Nights cheering at Blood Baby.
You have to watch Glee.
Chucky when I was like 10, but that's not my parents' fault. I found it on my own accord. Bella,
Ah!
what are you most hyped for that's like an extra thing?
I feel like this is gonna sound kind of weird, but now that I'm 21, I'm kind of excited to just like walk around with a drink at Horror Nights because I kind of felt left out when all my friends were having stuff because they don't have any mocktails in the park. They do at Dead Coconut Club and it was good, but I feel like they need to have some mocktail options because not everyone wants to drink alcohol or can, and sometimes they want a blinky cup too. Except one time a bartender made me a mocktail, which was just pineapple juice, orange juice, and like cranberry, which was really good. And I
Ooh.
almost cried. I was so happy. But I'm just excited to get a blinky cup, walk around with a little drinky drink, and a twisted tater in the other hand. And I can't wait. I think it'll be fun. I don't think being drunk at Horror Nights would be the move. Like maybe like a little buzzy. Like to make me a little less nervous. Damn. But like being like wasted at Horror Nights just doesn't sound like a fun combination. Especially when you're tired if you're there open to close. No. But you will find me there with a little bevy in my blinky cup. I can't wait.
I'm very excited for you. I've been excited for you with this since you first started going. So
I
that
can't wait.
the year is finally here.
You've been talking about it since our
actually-
first episode together, I think. Just how much
We
you want the
have.
Blinky Cup.
Well, I have blinky cups. They let me buy them. But they were like giving me weird looks about getting an empty blinky cup. And I was like, just let me live my life, okay? I just want the blinky cup.
I actually don't have a blinky cup. I have an HHN freestyle cup, but I don't have a blinky cup because I'm not a big alcohol person. Alcohol and my brain are not really friends. So I don't drink much. I like tasting things, but like I'm just not a big fan of it.
If you
So
want to
I
get
don't
the
really
buzz
drink.
at Horror Nights, you go get a Buzz Cola.
I love Buzz Cola. If you guys didn't know, Buzz Cola has no sugar in it. It's delicious. It's amazing. Get that caffeine boost. I will be having a Buzz Cola probably every single night, and I'm so excited. You get it from the Duff Bar. It's so good. It's like cherry. It's like a cherry Coke, but like it's a Coke Zero, and it's like no sugar. It's great. I don't know. It's delicious. I have no idea what it actually is, but it's good. And I will be getting a lot of those. But I've never gotten a blinky cup just because I'm not like an alcohol person. However, I will definitely be getting a mocktail at Dead Coconut. I'm excited because I've never been to Dead Coconut, and I might get at least like one drink to get a blinky cup because I could drink one, and like just get it like for the funsies of it because the
They're
vibes
quite
are fun.
large. You only need like
are.
one. Unless you have like a really low tolerance, one or really high tolerance, one will get you.
That's true. It would definitely. I could probably split it.
Yeah.
With someone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is fun. Those are good ones. My most hype is something that I was really hyped for last year and unfortunately didn't get to do because of personal circumstances. Actually, I had to cancel it, and the team at Universal, I can't promise that they will do this for anyone, but with my circumstances, they let me get a refund, which was really nice. But this year, I don't need a refund. I'm going no matter what. I'm going to Unmasking the Horror, and I'm doing the 6-house tour. I'm so excited. I just can't wait to get pictures with 6 of the houses. They've announced which the houses they are. If you aren't sure about that, if you did want to know what they are, it is the Universal Monsters Unmasked, Chucky Ultimate Kill Count, Stranger Things 4, Yeti Campground Kills, Dueling Dragons Choose Thy Fate, and Blood Moon Dark Offering. So those are the 6. The one that is getting axed to this year, if you didn't know, 6 and 3 have different houses. So there's no Exorcist being shown on the tour. There's always one that's not shown, but the 3-house tour, and maybe that has to do with the movie not being out, honestly, I don't know. But the 3-house tour is going to be, as of now, and hopefully it'll stay this way, Last of Us, Dr. Oddfellow, and the Darkest Deal. That's what it's called. So both really solid. Hopefully I'll be doing both of them, maybe, but definitely Six House, which is the one I'm most excited for anyway, because it's got most of those heavy hitters for me. So I'm pretty stoked about that, and I can't wait to, I'll share pictures. Of course, I'll give a spoiler warning before them as well for anyone who's not wanting any spoilers, but I'll share some stuff about it on the Instagram, and I'll of course do either a Patreon episode or an episode on here and tell you guys all about it. Before we go, though, I want to talk about a creator spotlight. This creator actually has shop items for both of the things we talked about today, HHN and Minion Land, although they also do customs. So anything that you could possibly dream up in your little brain, not that your brains are little. I love you guys. I didn't mean it like that. I meant in, brains are small. Anyway, I don't know. It's late, you guys. Anything you can dream up, she can make for you. And the shop is Cece's Candy Corner. So you can find that through CeCeTron on Twitter, or you can also find, she has a podcast Twitter as well, which also has this link tree, which is CU at podcast with a CE as the C. It's very fun. Definitely check out her podcast as well. But her shop is great. I've actually purchased a few things from there, and she makes the beaded bracelets. So if you wanted a fun bracelet, maybe you are not wanting to make them yourself, maybe you are wanting to also find some really cool designs, the options are endless. I have bought a bunch of them. I'm actually going to be buying more probably because she just keeps coming out with new ones every single day, and it's really cool. But I'm looking at the shop right now, and there's ones based on each of the Universal monsters. There's a really cool Invisible Man one. You should definitely see how she does that. There's Stranger Things ones, there's Halloween ones, there are Minion ones, classic Universal. There's all kinds of ones for Universal, and of course there's a bunch of Halloween Horror Nights ones right now. But yeah, if you want to get some bracelets, they have really solid pricing. And then if you follow that CeCeTron Twitter with her account, you'll see all of the discounts, because nearly every month there's some kind of discount code that you can use for a limited amount of time. But yeah, pretty cool stuff in there. And she's definitely very creative with these bracelets. I'm very impressed.
I love Cece. I see her on Twitter all the time, and I'm just obsessed with her and her bracelets. And I love that friendship bracelets are making its way to Horror Nights. So I'm excited. I can't wait to get something from her shop.
Yes, the Swifties are winning, and yeah, Cece is such a positive force on social media and in the fandom. I'm glad that she's got her shop, and yeah, woohoo! Yeah, Cece.
She
Slay,
also,
Cece.
Slay. She also said the other day that she does make bulk orders as well if you wanted like a bunch of them. So if you wanted a bunch of bracelets, she can definitely make that happen. Just send her a message. But yeah, I love Cece. I've gotten to work with her on her podcast. We've been mutuals on Twitter for a while, and we've interacted a lot. Super excited to see her in the fog this year as well. So just to spell out the the Twitter name, it is CECETRON. Yes, I am still calling it Twitter. I will never call it that other name. And you can also just go straight to Linktree, linktr.ee is the way that goes, /CeCeTron. So definitely check out the shop, Cece's Candy Corner. Lots of cool stuff on there. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the fog though, and also in Minion Land. I hope to see you in all of those places.
Banana!